solutions and strategies to address environmental challenges. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Local Edition. With me this hour is Don Sparks, the director of the Delaware Environmental Institute. Thanks so much for being with us.
You're most welcome.
This is a relatively new mission. You've been in place for a few months at this point, but talk to us about the overall goal of the organization, because it's far-reaching and comprehensive, and you're working to bring in partners from all over.
Yeah, this is a institute that was inaugurated last October. It's housed at the University of Delaware, but we're also partnering with other academic institutions in the state and certainly with some of our state and federal agencies. And the goal of the Institute is really to address and to solve some of the important environmental challenges that we are facing, not only in Delaware, but the region, and the country and the world, by trying to integrate the science that we do and the engineering with public policy, with economics, and also bring in the social aspects of these different challenges.
Why is it important to have both the science and the public policy, the social ramifications, all of these different components that play a stake or have a stake in our environment? It's important to have them all under one roof, have this collaborative effort.
I think one of the major advantages is that we have a lot of expertise in these different areas, and if we try to bring these all together and work together as a group, we're going to be much more effective in addressing these issues and solving them. And it's often very difficult to separate the science from the economics and the policy. So it only makes sense that we try to bring them all together under an umbrella to look at some of these important issues.
Is that the benefit of being positioned here at the University?
I think it's a major advantage at an academic university. It's comprehensive like ours, where we have faculty and experts in all these different areas on campus with whom we can work together and collaborate.
Let's focus on some of the areas of study and that you're going to be working on in the future months and years to come. Obviously, climate change is one of the top priorities of the Institute. Give us an indication as to how you take a far-reaching approach, but with implications right here at home.
Well, I think climate change is obviously worldwide. It's one that environmentally is one that always comes to the top of the list in terms of major challenges that we're facing. In this part of the country, because we are a coastal state, we have a coastal environment, we have a lot of low-lying areas. We've already been faced with flooding in some areas. There are a lot of concerns about it, and as climate change continues and enhances, then this is going to be an even bigger problem. And not only is there scientific questions related to climate change, but for example, like adaptation. How do we adapt to these, to climate change, which might involve relocation of populations. We're living in a part of the country where we have large metropolitan areas. There are many contaminated sites. So what impact will these have on human health issues related to contaminants? And so it's really a package, where you're not only trying to address the science, but how do you try to predict what's going to happen and ready for changes that are already occurring?
And one of these other areas of focus, and you mentioned local contaminants, is related to brownfield remediation. How important of a component is that for the Institute?
It's quite important, and it's actually an area that we have a great deal of expertise at the University of Delaware. We have a lot of people in the science areas and engineering areas that are trying to help us more precisely identify what the contaminants are, the forms of the contaminants. And so a lot of effort going on at some of the national laboratories, for example, to determine if we have a contaminated soil, what form of the chrome, for example, would it be, or what form of the arsenic? Because if we know that, then we can develop engineering practices that are going to be much more effective in remediation.
Please come back and give us an update. Let us know how this institute is moving forward and how some of these ideas are coming along. It's very interesting. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
We've been talking with Donald Sparks, director of the Delaware Environmental Institute. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Local.